Stay connected. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Tim Bennett here from the Cortland Voice. I'm here with local podcaster Tom Vartanian, and he is starting a new partnership. The partnership's with us, the Cortland Voice. We want to reach more into sports, and we saw what Tom had. We like what Tom had, or has, I should say, because he's still doing it, and we wanted to go deeper into doing podcasting. So one person that we are bringing on for podcasting with the Cortland Voice is Tom. Tom, how are you?
Good, Tim. Glad I could join you, and I'm looking forward to this. It's something I want. I retired. I actually spent 35 years covering sports throughout the whole area, and the last 20 years, I worked locally and just retired in August. And I stayed retired for 2 months. I just kind of decided I did radio stuff in the past.
Okay.
I've done radio for about 4 or 5 years. Did some play-by-play and stuff over in the Trumansburg area, and I thought I used to do a high school show on the radio on Saturday mornings, and I kind of said, that was fun. And the one thing I could never really got to do a lot of was a lot more interviews and stuff like that. So I'm not so much focusing on the game stuff, which your guys already do a nice job of covering locally what's going on game-wise, but just, talk about the coaches, the former coaches, the current players, former players, stuff like that, just to, the backstories to a lot of different things is kind of more what I've decided. I thought, why not go ahead and do this? So in about the middle of October, I decided to take a stab, and I started TV on the net. And to date, I just did my 51st episode this morning. I recorded, and we're approaching 1,000 downloads total for the all of them so far. And in January, we kicked off a second one, this Trojan Football Talk. I've been doing the Homer Football website since 2005 now,
Okay.
and so that's more just strictly football oriented on the Homer football team. And Coach Basilic, we talk a lot of stuff. We do pre-games now with the season. We're pre-games and post-game interviews, and talked to some alumni. We've talked about some of the good teams they've had, and so I'm doing stuff like that on the football side. But the TV on the net side is right up your guys' alley more. It's where that stuff I used to do, in my coverage area. I'm hitting Dryder, Cincinnati, McGraw, Cortland, Homer, Dryden, Marathon, Groton. Doing stuff with the 2 colleges now, with SUNY Cortland, I've done some stuff with already. I got to reach out to TC3 and still do stuff, but it's fun, and I don't feel limited now on what I can do with it, because with the colleges especially, you always kind of focus on the local kids that are at the colleges playing a sport. With this, a podcast that anybody can download anywhere. I've had downloads from Australia. I've had all sorts of places where I've gotten downloads on the stuff so far. So I'm looking at that as I can reach out to the kids from Long Island if they do something big at like at SUNY Cortland or at TC3 or something, and I can reach those people, and I can reach at least this area.
A bigger viewership.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing is, just like with the Cortland Voice, we're giving you that media for free, and you can get it immediately when we put it out. It's there. It's not. You're not paying for it. You're essentially you're liking the page or going to cortlandvoice.com, following us on Twitter, YouTube, things like that. But let me ask you this: if you were to compare your podcast to another podcast, what makes yours stick out? Like, why would someone out there watching this want to tune in and hear your show?
I think it's because it's local. We're doing local kids.
Mm-hmm.
Local coaches, local kids.
Mainly Cortland County.
Everybody can, find out what's going on, in the professional world.
Okay.
What I not mind at some point, I used to be involved, I covered a lot of NASCAR stuff over the past few years, but it was fun to get like a NASCAR driver on, or when the Jets were in camp for a while, and they'll get a player on them. That would be fun, but that's still stuff you can really kind of get everywhere. Mm-hmm. And I'm really, Cortland County is my main focus right now. The writer, of course, is Madison County, but that's not a big deal. But there's stuff in Tompkins County that really, with people I've known, and where the area I grew up down around the Binghamton area, there's people I know that I could do more stuff if I want to expand on what I want to do. But I think there's so much local stuff here that's interesting. I'm focusing mainly on the high schools and the colleges for now, but I'll do a little bit, with Cortland Crush baseball team coming to town, I want to do a little bit with them, they'll do their own thing anyways, they have their own website, they do their own stuff, but just talk once in a while, maybe to an occasional player was in town. There's some local stuff that goes on as far as running events. Actually, on my way here, I saw one of the older, I don't know if it's the over 55 or if it's the over 70 men's slow pitch softball team out practicing over on the field over by Randall School there. So I think, boy, that'd be fun to go talk to them someday. Why do these guys like still playing softball, and stuff, at this age, why they do that. So there's a lot in the area, I think, to offer. And so I think there's, and like I said, the potential, I think, is just unlimited what I can do. And like I say, my podcasts are available online now, and they are also available, on a number of the apps that are out there. But you guys, the Cortland Voice gives me another good local presence to, get everything out there as well. And like I said, one thing we talked about, one thing I want to do, like I try to do 10 a month if I can of the podcast. And I want to do at least once a month with your sports guys. Because we could take a week once a week, I should say. Once a week, we could talk about maybe the big games that happened the past week, a key player or two that, or, there's a big game coming up or something like that. Mm-hmm. So, and I look forward to that because, like I said, I've done 35 years of chasing games all the time. And I don't really need to chase a lot of games anymore. I will go out. I am involved in Homer football because I am just, I still chose to do that. Mm-hmm. And I'll go to things once in a while. But you've got people that are out covering games all the time, and so they also know the kids. I know the coaches, and I don't know the kids every year as much, but I think we can work well together and
we can
expand that.
So let me ask you this: closing word. What would you like to say to the community?
Well, one thing I'd like to say thank you first to the Cortland Voice for coming up. I just called to do a podcast with them on covering online, covering sports online, how it's different from, print medias and anything else like that. And you're gracious enough to say, hey, how about we do this? And so the Cortland Voice has become one of my sponsors now. I appreciate that very much. It's nice. And I just want to just go out and just have fun and do what I've been doing. And if it helps you guys out, helps me out. And to me, it's a win. It's a win for all the local schools, the local college, and stuff like that. Those are the real winners, and that's what I'm looking at. Just bring more local content to the local communities.
I love it. And as you see, like he's got on the Cortland State, the Cortland State Athletics logo. That's my alumni, or I'm an alum from there. I'm an alum from SUNY Cortland. I bought this mess at Graphtex. Right across from the police station, fire station in Cortland. So constantly supporting local businesses. We care. Once again, the content is free, and it's free and it's great. So thank you. Have a good day. Stay connected. Make sure you hit the subscribe button